Animals had their own fucking. Now, if animals had their own belief, a wild animal, like you go to a fucking line in the middle of fucking Africa, and you find out that they have a belief in fucking God, or a form of a God, at that point, I'd have to believe.
Yeah. Hi there. Happy Tuesday. It's June the 4th, 2019, and I'm Eric. Talking at you as always from beautiful downtown Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, where I think if animals wrote the story, they would have made the ark big enough to fit all of them, so it made sense.
Yeah, but again, that's impossible.
If you put two of every animal in the have you seen the size of the ark? It's like the size of a minibus. You put two of every animal in there, it doesn't make sense. No, you didn't, liars. Hi, everybody.
The ark was huge.
We are going to, it wasn't big enough for two of every animal on the planet.
Well, remember, it doesn't say two of every animal on the planet. It just says two of every animal. That's for the region. And it's still not enough.
The region was the planet.
Many there are.
The region was.
As far as anybody's concerned, that's as big as the world was at the time.
And why would they put, like, mosquitoes on there? It doesn't make sense.
Well, they got wings. They can fly their own assets around.
Yeah, but they were on there. They put two of everything on there. Why would you? Why would you save those ones and not unicorns? Who made that decision? Dicks. Welcome to the show, everybody. Apparently, it's we're gonna have a giant religious debate, and for some reason, Gord is the defender of all things religious today. And good for you. I'm glad you've taken a stand on this, but
for the record, I'm not saying that I believe in anything. All I am saying is all I'm trying to basically prove with what I'm looking at is just because I'll know, like, does all that previous conversation can end up on the show?
No. Well,
no.
it could.
Okay.
It could. I could put it on there.
You could.
And so all he is going to do is all I can say is that my life is pretty plain. I like to watch the puddles gather rain. I don't know.
Something like that. All I'm basically saying is that what started this whole basic thing is just the fact that Christianity as we know it shouldn't exist simply because the person that they based their entire fucking belief system on, which is Jesus Christ, was a fucking Jew. If Jesus was a Jew and you believe any other faith other than Judaism, you're blasphemous towards the only person that you're supposed to be believing in. That's what kind of got this thing started. And then it was a matter of discussing a matter of, like, you know, if nobody explained to you the concept of God, and if God knows whether we will find God or not in our lives and when it will happen, does that A, eliminate the act of free will, and B, if you were, like, say, raised by fucking wolves for your entire fucking life, would you still be able to find God?
While simultaneously eating your own poo.
Well, simultaneously.
And you never know. Hey, guy, this show, doing this podcast, I'm 1 hour away from hosting it with him, so.
I've been saying that for years. If you're going to be religious, follow me. Whose name is closer to being God than Gord?
Right? People
will say, "Hey, Zeus, fuck you. That's Jesus. That's the son. That's not the real guy. That's just his kid that he sent to die."
Yeah.
And how fucked up of a parent is that to send his kid to a fucking planet where he knows his kid will die?
I love the people who find Jesus in jail. Like, buddy, every third guy in there is named Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. I found a lot of them in there. Jesus.
That's the one you want to bunk with.
Right.
I'm a little out of sorts. I had a massive headache this morning, and I reached for the wrong bottle and accidentally took all my Subtractville. I keep it right beside my Advil.
That's terrible.
Made it monumentally worse.
That's so not funny.
It's true. What else did we have going on today? There was something I really wanted to talk to you about, and I thought, no, I'll wait for the show. And now I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
I think I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, yeah. Something I want to bitch about that's even worse than religion. And this is something you can't really bitch about, but you can. But it all comes down to Eric and Gordon 2019 election, really. I found a welfare stub from 1983.
Okay.
So I was going to pose this to you in a question. Pretend you're a little bit older than you are. And
Okay.
say you were making roughly $315 a month in 1983.
Okay.
How much would you expect to be making today if you had that same job? Just ballpark. Pull it out of your ass.
Hang on. Let me do. I gotta do some actual basic math here. Hang on. You said how much? 315
In 1983, you were making $315 a month. So in 2019, you should be making.
Oh, that's like fuck all for money a year.
Yeah.
My guess.
No, back then that was actually livable.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you could live on that.
Okay.
So would you say
Okay.
it should be more or less than $60 more than that by now?
Oh, extravagantly more.
Oh, okay. Because that's what welfare has increased. $60 since 1983.
$60. That's it.
They were getting $315 a month. Welfare recipients are currently today getting $375 a month. It's gone up $60 in 40 years.
Oh my God.
Is that not brutal?
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, the cost of living has increased 180%.
Is that it? I actually thought it's gone up way more than that.
180%. The average cost of living has gone up in the last 36 years. Now, by their own math, the government assumes that the cost of living increases 2% per year, every year. So that still leaves about 55% that they're short on this. The welfare should have gone up 75%. It hasn't. It's gone up 20% in the last 40 years. So by their own math, they're just basically saying, yeah, we're fucking you, and we're fucking you by this much. And that's just that.
Wow.
But people are expected to live on $60 a month more than they were living on in 1983 when houses were 60 grand.
Not even. A decent house was 60 grand. You can pick up a fucking average house was like 35,000.
I just found that out this morning, and it was the most disgusting thing. I mean, what are we doing to people? It's no wonder people are robbing each other and starving and killing each other and all this stupid crap. We're not giving them any money. We're saying we are, but we're not.
Price.
It's
Hang on, I need to sign up for
the average housing price was a little more than I said. It was actually more than you'd think. But I just found that one absolutely disgusting.
Oh wow! So in 1985, the average home price in Toronto was $109,000.
Yeah,
that was in Toronto.
It'd be about $1 million now.
Now it's just under $1 million.
In Vancouver, I think the average home price is about 165. What the gajillion? I don't even know what it is. I don't care. I'm never buying one. I'm not Chip Wilson.
And apparently, if you're thinking of buying a home in West Vancouver, your income better be at least $321,000 a year.
Yeah.
$321,000 a year minimum.
But on the bright side, they have very low taxes in West Van.
Yeah. And apparently, if you're going to buy a house in Trois-Rivières, which is, I'm assuming Quebec, it's Three Rivers. It's $39,380.
Really?
Yeah.
And that comes with the choice of not one, not two, but 3 rivers. Which is where.
That's fucking crazy.
That's pretty nuts.
In 85, the median Toronto household family income was approximately $32,000 a year.
Yeah. Which now it's kind of brutal because it's only about $45,000, I believe, in In BC, I only know BC. That's what I looked up.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, welcome to all the new people. I saw a bunch of new cities popping up. Very, very cool. Thank you for joining us. I thought I was going to have a big, exciting show full of news and great stuff to talk about, and I don't, because I had some other things creep up today that got in the way, sort of personal type stuff. But I won't bore you guys with all of that. What I will say is, don't like say you're going to do something that we both know you're not going to do, and you're just saying it for the sake of like hearing your own voice. Nothing's more annoying than that in the world to me.
Yeah, that's true.
Like promising me something that you're not going to give me. I know you're not going to give me. Oh, great.
What?
Sorry, something else just came up. And then not doing it. Like, it's not like, oh, you know, and like, I'll give you an example. Say your shitty girlfriend stole $20 from me, and you said you would give it back, and then I, in the meantime, made $20. You still have to give me that $20. You fucking said you would.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just an example. Just because I happen to go out and mitigate the losses myself doesn't absolve your shitty girlfriend from stealing my money, and it doesn't absolve you from when you said you would give it back.
No, exactly.
That's just a random hypothetical I'm making up off the top of my head.
Yes, because my girlfriend A is not shitty and B did not give you 20 or take $20 from me.
I'm just saying, but not yours. I don't ever mean you when I say you.
No,
It's always the proverbial you. But yeah, let's just say, hypothetically, your name began with M and sounded like Parkus, and you had a shitty girlfriend who hypothetically stole money from me, and then you hypothetically said you'd give it back, and then you found out from my shitty fucking guy who, if I'm telling someone something, don't interrupt with information they don't need.
Yeah.
That's another rule. I know these are all kind of blending together in my rules, but if someone asks, hey, how much money do you have? And I go, not that much. You don't have to pipe up and tell them the contents of my wallet. That's not helping anything.
No, not at all. It's got nothing to do with anything.
I happen to have a coin that was worth some money. It turned out to be worth a little more than I thought it was. It was a grand total of $20. I thought it was worth about $10. But I wasn't about to tell this shitty guy that because I wanted the $20 his shitty girlfriend stole from me.
Yeah, absolutely.
But sure enough, my lovely roommate sitting right there. He goes, how much do you get for that coin? I said, I don't know. There's been varying opinions on what it's worth. And right behind me, just without skipping a beat, about $20. Well, thank you for that. Like, I swear to God, everyone I know plays poker with their cards facing each other. Have to. It's just...
It's the only thing that makes sense.
But nevertheless, where was I? Oh, yeah, don't do that. That's all. Just people around the world. Hey, friends in Abbeville, L.A. Abbeville or Abbeville? Wherever you are, you're awesome, and thanks for joining us. And don't do that to your friends. Mountain View, California, you guys are the best. You're hanging in there. You're just troopers every episode. I love you to death. Don't do that to your friends, though. It's crap. And we got Carlton Place. Is that near you? I don't know Carlton Place.
I have no idea where the fuck Carlton Place is.
Well, it just says Canada. It says Carlton Place, Canada. And I like it because it's my favorite guy from Fresh Prince and Canada.
Well, let's take a fucking gander.
I always enjoyed Carlton. I found him delightful. And we also have Hawkson, Norway. Welcome, my Norwegian friends. We've never had you on the show, and that's awesome. This little map is yellow all over the goddamn place, and that makes me so insanely happy. You have no idea.
Oh, Carlton Place is Ontario, but it is far. It is 216 kilometers away from me.
Cool.
It is... Where is it up by here? Give me a...
Yeah, okay, you lost me there. We can't have that much silence.
Sorry, I'm trying to think of where the fuck... Pembroke. There, it's up by Pembroke.
Oh, that's Smith
Falls. There we go.
Oh,
that's what's close.
I know where that stuff is.
Yeah, so it's by Smith Falls.
And we got
right by Ottawa.
We got Kelowna on there. We got Bulgaria, Indonesia, A new city in New York, Hokksund, Norway. We got you guys are just everywhere: Indonesia, Norway, Bulgaria, Germany, India, Spain, New Zealand. That's just on Spreaker.com. You guys are phenomenal.
Wow.
Thanks for
We're
joining in.
international.
Thanks for going to my website. I'm sorry I apparently made it so difficult to get there, but some of you have powered through. So I'm updating that right away. So check out ericgord.com for the updated stuff going on there. And also check out the new contest we're announcing as soon as we have a good enough prize to give you guys, which I've been talking to some sponsors today about providing possibly. Great new contest. It's Gord's idea for a contest, and I think it's an awesome idea, and hopefully we get some participants.
By the way, in Norway, hello is hello.
Well, there you go.
It's with an A instead of an E.
Now tell me there isn't a God. That could. That's shit. That's straight from heaven there.
That's straight from heaven. That's what that is.
Wow. I won't get into that just yet. Gord, what's going on in your world? I have no idea what's happening in the universe. Fill me in.
Last night, it dropped down to a balmy 3.6 degrees.
Jesus.
Which makes it the coldest June 4th since 1964. So, wow. Global warming my ass.
There's a cooling period before the warming, right? That's the.
Yeah, I just like to say it because it's really funny. But yeah, we're sitting in the lowest temperatures for June in decades.
Wow.
Right now. And now a couple of things. Number one, so as we all know, global warming. Scientists have been saying for the last few years that we will never see another ice age again because of global warming.
Right.
NASA, I think it's about 2 weeks ago, released their scientific studies on the global trends, and they said that the next ice age is actually going to be coming many, many, many years sooner than planned.
Right.
Now that pretty much debunks the global warming statement, because global warming is all about the fact that we will never see another ice age again. Temperatures are going to rise, and we will not see another ice age. That's the whole basis of their argument.
No, I don't think it is, because there's supposed to be a cooling before the warming.
Yeah, but that's the problem, though. The problem is that with the trends that they're saying, the temperatures of the Earth are not going to hit those cooling trends anymore. They're claiming that that's it. The last ice age that happened is the last one that will ever happen. We will not see another one again. That is directly caused because of global warming. That's a direct statement.
I think it's just caused by Leonardo DiCaprio's shitty attitude.
It's very possible. We don't know.
Maybe if he would cool his jets a little bit, we'd all be okay.
Literally. Right? Stop fucking flying around in his jets.
Maybe you could save the world there, Leo, if you just calmed it down a little bit there.
I just found that funny, because when that statement got released by NASA, it was posted on the NASA website. It was picked up by IFL, which is I fucking love science, is picked up by that, and then it was immediately squashed and dropped and never spoken of again. That's directly right there tells me that it's a true thing. It has to be true, because it's as everybody says, it's a very specific agenda that's being put forth. That global warming was created in the 50s as a way to bind the entire planet together under one belief system that could get everybody put together to make it one global government. So therefore, the fact that NASA itself has turned around and said, not only are we going to get an ice age, but it's coming much sooner than ever anticipated, that debunks everything that global warming said up to this point. Completely debunked all of it. It doesn't exist.
We already know NASA's a bunch of damn dirty liars.
Well, that's only if you believe the Earth is flat.
No, you can still think NASA's a liar and not believe that bunch of crap.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, NASA's lied about a bunch of stuff. They've actually been called on it a few times, and actual lies that they've been caught in. Nothing that would really affect anything significant, but they have been caught with their mistruths. And I still think maybe if we all stopped getting so hot under the collar about this, it would cool down a bit. You know, think? No, maybe. I think it's all a bunch of crap. I think nobody has a fucking clue what's going to happen, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And if we fucked it up, then so be it. So we did that. We don't know. We're just learning, and nobody knows what's going to happen. And NASA probably knows better than most, I would assume. I put a lot of my faith in them, but we don't know, and only time will tell. And probably we're going to get wiped out by something else anyway before that happens. That's really. You know, everything's going to kill us all the time. If you listen to any group of people at any given time, if it's there's supposed to be giant, what is it now? Giant mosquitoes or giant bees we're supposed to have this year or something?
Yeah, the giant bees.
The giant bees, that's this year, yeah. And so that's going to wipe out a bunch of us, all these giant bees. So why do we care about global warming right now? Why are we freaking out about the giant killer bees? And after that, it'll be the flu is going to kill us all, or the measles is going to kill us. Someone's always going to kill us all every day. So just whatever. Let your free flag fly and go about your day. We're all going to die of something. I can't wait for it anymore, because as soon as we solve global warming, that big meteor is still coming at us.
So and the moon is only 4 miles away from the surface of Earth.
Only 4 miles?
4 miles.
4 miles. Yeah, I've walked farther than that, so I would have run into it at some time.
Yeah, and that's just it. 4 miles up.
Yeah.
4 miles.
Maybe. Who knows?
The moon is in our atmosphere.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Why not?
You know, we've flown. Like, people who have flown in planes know that's not true. I don't. Has no flat earther ever been on an airplane?
No. Well, they have, but they go on there with a fucking level, a carpenter's fucking level, and says, "See, it's flat."
Yeah. That's the thing. You know how when you stick a stick in the water and it looks bent? That's why the world's not flat. Your eyes do things like that. Light does that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Look. Oh God! Look anywhere on the street. Just stand look where you're sitting in your car right now and look up. Does it not look sort of round to you? But it was bright, well, probably not, it's 1 a.m. out there, but it was bright, blue, beautiful sky today. And it just looks round. You just look at the fucking sky, you retards. It looks round.
Yep. It's round.
You're not going to convince me that it's not, because when I look up, it looks like it looks like a sphere. The sky does. It goes down on the sides, and it looks like it's going around me. It doesn't even look like your story makes sense. And if it is flat, what the hell's underneath it? Why? How come no one's looked?
Yeah, that's the thing that, I mean, there's just so many. This is one of the things that bugs me about the flat Earth is that it's a very, very, very small group of people that talk about this. I mean, you're literally only talking about like a couple of thousand people.
Well, it's more than a couple, but yeah, you're right.
It's a very, very, very small percentage of any population, anywhere, of any city, of any town, of any country. It's an extreme small. There's more gingers in each given town than there is believers of flat Earth.
Yeah, definitely.
So what I don't understand is why is anybody aside from the fact of the joke factor, which is just, I mean, you're just that fucking stupid.
Yeah, but you can say that about lots of groups. You can say that about Mormons, really, worldwide. Very
But we do.
same number of Mormons. Why does anyone
Yeah.
believe them?
Because they're dumb, but that's what makes it funny.
Sure.
And for the record, South Park explained Mormons on a very, very great way.
Oh, don't dare bring those two losers onto my show.
But they really did. It was a great way about Mormons saying, look, we don't care how it started. That's not what our belief is based off of. We just think we should be nice people. We like the basic idea of it. That was really well done.
Hey, Tara, our friend Tara, you got to get in on this conversation with Gord here. Let him know why he's wrong about God, too, at the same time. I'm just kidding, of course.
Did you have to bring that fucking bitch into this?
I kind of, well, I got to stir up the pot a little bit. You're going all religious on me. I got.
Yeah, well.
This is coming from the guy who warns that the likelihood of human civilization is going to end in 30 years anyway. If we got 30 years left, we got to quit sweating these things and just get on with it, man, because I'll still be alive when the world ends then.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
Sure.
You saw that. Did you actually read that article, by the way?
No, I don't actually read anything ever. I just make it all up off the top of my head. And I like to just go on the headline and fill in the blanks myself.
Oh, so you're an American. Okay.
That's how I like to interpret the news. So I just read the headline and then the rest, just off the top of my head, whatever sounds like it's probably right, that's what I go with.
Well, I actually read the article, and it was quite fascinating.
There's a big skull in the dust here on the picture. That's enough for me.
That's it. That tells me everything I need to know.
A picture's worth 1,000 words, right? That's got to be like 50 grand in words right there. That's a very spooky picture. I get the point. And it looks like there's like some birds behind him or some ashes or maybe it's just something on my screen. I don't know. Maybe there's just dust on my screen. But anyway, it's scary enough for me to know that the world's going to end in 30 years. I'll still be alive, and I don't like the sound of any of it.
See, but why don't you? I think it sounds amazing.
I have children.
That's like the most prolific thing I've ever heard in my life, just to hear that. I'm thinking, there we go. The high likelihood of human civilization coming to an end within 30 years. By 2050.
That saddens me because my daughter will be 35, and that sucks.
Why? At 35, at that stage, you lived through everything's downhill by the time you hit 35 anyways.
Oh, not in 30 years from now. Because we're going to still...
Do you think it's going to get fucking better?
Oh, yeah. Life's not going to get better. God knows it's going to get terrible, but we're going to live a lot longer.
So basically... Here's how the world's going to end according to this article. And this is from the I Fucking Love Science website, by the way. Between the years of 2020 and 2030, the governments failed to act on the evidence that the Paris Agreement isn't enough to keep Earth's temperature from rising and will lock in at least 3 degrees Celsius from warming. As projected by previous studies, carbon dioxide levels have reached 437 parts per million, which haven't been seen in the last 20 million years. The planet warms by 1.6 degrees Celsius. Emissions peak in 2030 and are reduced. However, carbon cycle feedbacks and the continued use of fossil fuels see temperatures rise by 3 degrees Celsius by 2050. My whole thing that I don't fully understand is that, okay, you're only talking 3 degrees.
Yeah. But that's
How
enough.
does that?
That's
like
enough
3
to
degrees
complete...
isn't enough to, I mean, unless if you're talking the difference between 97 and 100, that's the act of when water boils.
Well, they say if it changes, like I was saying, I wasn't kidding on that episode we did. If it changes by like half a degree, the Great Barrier Reef is done, and like half the fish in the sea will die. It's like
the Great Barrier Reef's already been fucking destroyed anyways.
And that but the rest of it'll go. And like that 3 degrees is enough to like melt the ice and we'll all drown. And if it's the same as that if the water rises 1 inch or whatever, the whole world is gonna drown or something stupid. They just come up with these things. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Why would 3 degrees matter? It goes up higher than that all the time. Is 53 degrees, like the hottest places in the world are hitting 50 degrees every summer now, and that's killing a lot of people. But is 53 that much more lethal than 50?
Oh, that's just it. Now, here's the thing. This is by 2050. At this point, the human impact is off the scale. 55% of the global population are subject to more than 20 days a year of lethal heat conditions.
Yeah.
Beyond that which humans can survive.
Sure. Totally
So
agree.
that's 20 days a year. So 20 days each summer, basically.
Yeah.
That if you step outside, you will die. And
So-
if you don't have enough hydro or indoor air conditioning, people will literally just bake in their houses and die.
Yeah, that still leaves 345 days where you won't.
Right, but it's a matter of how many people die in those 20 days.
Just enough, I think.
And that's kind of my thought. Okay, it's just kind of enough. That's just, the ones that, like, the this is going to sound brutal, the poor.
It's really not enough, to be honest, but...
No, it's still not enough. So there's that. North America suffers extreme weather events, including wildfires, drought, and heat waves. Oh, yeah, because we're not experiencing that already.
Yeah, well, look at the wildfires already. We already bitched about that a week ago. I did.
Monsoons in China will fail. The great rivers of Asia virtually dry up, and rainfall in Central America falls by half.
Well, the great rivers, we're damming them all for electric dams anyway, so what do we care if they dry up? We block them off and kill all the people in India anyway, so we can build our giant super mega power dams. What the hell? And then we're going to cry, oh, the river's drying up. Well, who cares? We dammed up all the water to make hydroelectric power anyway.
Yeah, so we'll be fine.
We dried up the river ourselves years ago. Like, look at, Jesus Christ, you know how many rivers the fucking Hoover Dam destroyed? We don't care about rivers. We pretend we do, but we don't. Not if it gets in the way of our comfort.
And Canada has more than enough rivers to worry about anything anyway, so we're fine.
And electric power is bullshit anyway. If you look at people who did nuclear power right, and people around the world who are using nuclear power and using it properly, why aren't we just doing that and then everything in the world is fine? The freaks in Japan caused that mistake by themselves. They went in there and they fucked it up. Same with Chernobyl. They number one, Chernobyl was built out of shitty, like, pre-war fucking Soviet technology. Of course it was going to fail.
Yeah.
And they screwed it up. They went in and they fucked it up. They were testing it to see how far it could go before it failed, and they went too far.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with nuclear power. It's clean, it's renewable, it's great, and it lasts forever, and it's so much better than hydro for the planet. But we're denying it because we've got some bone to pick with these two that fucked up.
Yeah. And the Japan one was just because of the fact of basically it's just location.
Yeah. That's
really all that comes down to, is just bad location. You can't have it next to a tectonic fucking plate where there's tsunamis can happen. That's just dumb. It's just dumb.
And I don't know if it's God or the universe, but they get punished every year for that. Like, Japan gets something brutal every fucking year since then.
And they fucking deserve it, because they're fucking hiding how much radiation is being leaked.
Well, it's got to all have leaked by now. How much was in there to begin with?
It's still leaking, dude. It's still leaking. Like, the sheer volume of because it's still, like, I mean, that's the fucked up thing. People think that just because this much time has passed that it's done and it's done leaking.
Well, you don't understand radiation then.
It's still pumping into the ocean. 2 years ago, they were finding fucking fish in off the coast of Alaska,
which I think need to be named the awesome fish.
I think so too. They still only have 2 eyes. I'm waiting for the 6-eyed fucking one to happen. But they actually found high levels of radiation in the fish that's coming all the way over to Alaska. So if the radiation is affected, because we all know salmon don't fucking run from fucking China or Japan to here. They don't run that far.
No.
So if it's got enough that it's contaminated the fish how far is this spread? And it is insane how far this is actually spread, and nobody talks about it. Nobody. This should be a much bigger concern than global warming, because this is what's going to kill us way faster than global warming. Because we eat a lot of fucking fish.
Yeah, and we shouldn't. I always knew fish was bad for us.
Yeah. Fish. And you can't trust a fucking farmed fish, because most of these places that do it, because they need to get such high numbers, the water's not clean and the fish are all contaminated from that anyway.
That's why I've always said my whole life, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to fish, he'll eat for a lifetime. Teach a man to steal, and you might get something other than fish every fucking once in a while. It'd be good.
You might get some fucking good beef.
Right. Maybe that was the whole thing. We shouldn't have eaten fish. Maybe that was the beginning of the end for us. We were never meant to eat fish.
Oh my God. Does that mean we can blame Jesus?
Well, yeah.
So we can blame Jesus for this.
He also turned water into wine. Well, that's great. Now we're having a drought. We're worried about the rivers drying up. Thanks for making it all into wine. That's useless. At least we can all be drunk while we burn to death.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, as long as it's red wine, if it's white wine, you got to chill that shit. That's just gonna be gross. So it's got to be red wine. And that's something that was never actually clear. What kind of wine was it? Was it red or was it white? Apparently, it was red wine.
Well, yeah. I assume because like that, then they get to drink wine at church and say it's blood and stuff.
That's right. So my question is, how do you take a clear liquid and turn it into a red alcoholic liquid immediately? And you're not going to call this guy a shyster? Come on. Think about it.
Well,
come on.
I'm thinking about it. Come
up with a fucking reason. You can't. It's fucking stupid. Makes no sense.
No, nothing about it does. Magic. They were all high on Boldy rye bread.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
They were all seeing things. It never happened. They lost their appetites because they're all stoned. Did he make that into like 30 fish? Did we all eat? Yeah, man, we ate. No, I don't think I ate. Yeah, you ate, dude. No,
yeah, man, you ate.
We're just high.
But I'm still hungry. Have some fish.
Well, then they just invented like Lent. Oh, I'm still hungry. Well, you have to fast for the next month, so fucking deal with it. No, it's ridiculous. Stupid. It's to see when you actually sit and discuss it like this, you realize how absurd it actually is, and you just go, "What? Why does anyone believe this crap?"
Yeah.
And that's not just, but that's okay because before I get too far off the trail here, we'll say why we're discussing all this. We're discussing all this because it was brought up today. Because if you go over to the ericandgord.com website, you will find the introduction to what is going to be probably the most epic thing to happen on the planet ever. And that's the new 21st century, the new 21st century revision of the Holy Bible, written by yours truly. I always knew this was my calling in one way or the other, because Jesus and I have very similar paths. I'm not gonna lie. We've both been forsaken. And we
there was
both,
that time you were strapped to that cross with nails. Yeah, I remember that. That was a bad weekend.
Metaphorically, absolutely. I've had the stigmata, metaphorically speaking. I also have often woke up in a cave thinking I was dead for 3 days. More than once.
Oh, that's fucking grand.
Yeah, not so much when it happens to you.
I mean, it happened to fucking Rambo.
Yeah, right.
And the rocket launcher in a fucking cave.
Again, very, very similar lives. Me, Rambo, and Jesus were like 3 peas in a pod. And a lot of all of our stories took place around hope. I don't know.
Which, again, makes a lot of sense. Oh, wow.
My car broke down in Hope one time when I was going to see Pearl Jam in Vancouver, and I had to hitchhike to Vancouver. That's kind of like wandering the desert for 40 days. And Rambo was filmed in Hope. It all comes together.
It was all to bring us to this point right now, which is the point of realization by Eric and Gord.
And what's crazy about that is that the Rambo story took place in the Rocky Mountains. And I was there kind of at the same time going to see Pearl Jam. No, it was like 20 years later, but you got to tie it together. We don't know what days are. I just learned that today. Days could be anything. That's weird. They haven't figured that out yet.
Oh my God. By the way, speaking of time, I got something that's going to blow your mind.
It can't be blown any more than it already is.
I'm going to attempt it. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so as science has proven, is that when you die, your brain still functions for, I think it's like, what is it? It's like 14 minutes or something like that.
Right. So that bright light you're seeing is just the doctor checking your pupils to see if you're alive, but you think it's heaven?
Well, there's that, but no. But they say that in that time period, what happens is you relive your entire life day by day in that 14 minutes. And because at that stage you are out of body, so there's no concept of time, what would seem like it's only lasting for 14 minutes actually lasts for your entire lifetime, and you replay your entire life that goes through it. So the question is what if we're all dead, but we're just reliving, we're in that final 14 minutes of our lives, we're just reliving our lives right now? Isn't that that's a stoner fucking concept if I've never fucking heard one before in my life.
And really, why? Again, what does it matter? That's really, I come back to, I'm trying to think about a reason why that matters.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't at all.
Maybe you're totally right. Maybe that is the case. Either way, we still got to live our lives, right?
We still got to go through it. We don't have a fucking choice. But if we now go through life knowing that we've already died, we've already hit our demise, could that not change how it is that we would start living the rest of our lives now?
I don't think so. I think because we'd be like too afraid to like, oh well, maybe this isn't when I'm supposed to die. I better not do this weird thing. Because we wouldn't know it now, and we'd be if we were conscious of it, we'd be thinking about it all the time. Oh, I wonder if this is when I die. Shit, maybe I better be extra careful today.
Right, which means that you could actually change the course of what would have normally happened had you have not known this fact.
Maybe.
Interesting.
And then just disappear in a puff of logic.
And that's it. Just all of a sudden, Thanos snapped his finger. We turned to dust.
Yeah, someone tried to take me to that movie the other day.
Should have gone.
Oh, no, I can't go to the last one before I see all them. That's just weird.
No, you have to see. You at least have to see two first.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
And just no, I'm not going. You know what? I think I'm going to keep with my streak. I haven't seen a movie in a theater since I believe about 2010. And
what was it?
21 Jump Street was the last movie I saw in a theater. And I think I'm just going to stick with that. I think I'm just not going to movies anymore. I think it's going to be my new thing. Because I haven't even seen a new movie. I honestly can't name the last new movie I saw. I don't have a clue. Like on Netflix or something. I have no idea what the last one I saw was. Because I don't ever do anything for entertainment. I'm always working on this goddamn podcast. I don't even listen to music anymore. I just listen to podcasts. Like I do nothing to entertain myself other than talk to you once a night. So I think I'm just going to stick with that. I'm just going to be the guy who's never seen a movie since. That's it.
That's cool. See, but I have to say though, I would be awfully disappointed if knowing that the last movie I saw was 21 fucking Jump Street. I'd be a little disappointed with that. I'd go to see another movie first just to say, okay, at least it wasn't 21 fucking Jump Street.
I may have seen something newer since then. In fact, I'm sure I have. But that's the last one I saw in theater. But
okay.
I had Netflix for a spell. When was that? Before I moved back to Vancouver from North Van. So 4 years ago, I had Netflix for a little bit. I must have saw a movie then. I'm sure I did. Couldn't tell you what it was.
I do have something else that we can talk about, by the way.
Okay.
So I would actually be interested to know your opinion on this.
I would like us to start doing that every episode from now on. I really got to buckle down and put this fucking thing back together.
That's fine. We'll get there. So as we know, the Raptors played the game 2.
Right.
Yesterday, and they lost. So, which by the way, people are actually blaming Drake for their loss.
Yeah,
which is amazing.
Remember how when the Cowboys lost, it was all fucking Jessica Simpson's fault?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same bullshit. Now, here's the interesting thing. So,
you know what? Just let me just hey, sports fans, it's the fucking team's fault. All right?
Yeah.
It's not Jessica Simpson, it's not Drake, it's not because you washed your lucky jersey this year. It's not because your girlfriend faced the TV while someone was shooting or whatever your fucking stupid bullshit superstition is. It's not true, and that's not why. Your team sucked that night.
Your team sucked. They blew chunks. That's it.
You got to get over this shit. It's almost as bad as religion. It really is. Sports fans they're horrible people too. Oh, I had a friend who wouldn't watch the TV during the playoffs, during the NHL. Every time he watched directly looked at the TV, the Canucks would lose. So he'd sit there with his back to the TV every fucking playoff game. I swear to God.
Why not just go for a walk? Like, what the hell?
Why not just you realize that they're not watching you? They're playing a game and they're on a TV. They're not.
They don't know that you're watching. Oh, so good.
Jesus, we got to cut this pretty short. I'm gonna get kicked out of here and pretty quick, actually.
Okay. So anyway, there's a TV crew that was interviewing people at the Jurassic Park West thing, where there's like 20,000 fucking people there to watch the game, and a guy that they were interviewing had actually made a statement about one of the players' wives.
Oh,
and they're now looking at charging this guy. Charging him. They actually want to physically actually charge him. And what he said was, police are now trying to determine if saying, quote, "I just want to let everybody know, as Shea Curry, we're going to fuck her right in the pussy."
Oh, Jesus.
Right? So that is Steph Curry's wife,
Right.
basketball player wife. So, yeah, so that's what he said. He goes, "I'm going to fuck her right in the pussy."
Which is
the
popular thing to say to about people now.
That's right. I'm going to fuck her in the pussy. It's going to yell. Yeah, anytime you see a live broadcast, you just yell, "Fuck her right in the pussy." And then you just fucking walk.
Which I think is retarded and disgusting, but I'm weird that way.
So they're actually trying to see if it is a criminal code offense. And they said that, however, experienced officer Hopkins said someone committing such behavior could be charged with mischief, interfere with lawful enjoyment of property.
Right. Sure.
And they're saying that it's similar to a fan running on the field at the Rogers Center, as it corrupts the broadcast of the show.
Totally agree. Except streaking's awesome, and I think it's funny, and everyone should always do that.
Oh yeah, there should be one streaker at every game. I think that's just fucking funny.
Actually, stay tuned for a pretty goddamn epic YouTube occurrence coming this summer. Well, I'm not going to say any more on the air.
So I laugh about this because, first of all, they're saying that because it was a female reporter, they're saying that this is a horrible thing and that no journalist should have to put up with that sort of thing.
Totally agree, by the way.
You are interviewing a bunch of drunk fucking jocks at an free outdoor sporting event.
Sure.
And you're shocked that somebody said something offensive?
Yeah, but
fuck off.
I don't think it should happen.
Seriously, fuck off.
I'm not shocked by it, but I don't think it should happen. I
don't think
it's
somebody
gross and disgusting, and that shouldn't be said to a lady or a dude standing there trying to do his job.
So what happens to free speech? Well, the thing that you fucking live and protect all your fucking live long days.
I absolutely grant them their right to say what they say.
Yeah.
But not in that forum and not directed at that person. There should be something just about interrupting a television report.
But she's not. He was being interviewed.
Right.
He was already being interviewed, and that's how he finished his interview by saying, "And by the way, Steph Curry, I want to fuck her right in the pussy."
See, were they able to censor it?
No, because it was live.
Okay, well then, see, then again, yeah, I believe in freedom of speech. I don't believe in freedom of you to teach my daughter those words.
You're putting, if you're a live broadcast around a bunch of drunken sports fans, you're putting that fucking chance on the air regardless. Because anytime you can watch a football game, an actual televised football game, or a hockey game, and if you listen to the background, you will hear fuck, shit, cocksucker. You're going to hear that all throughout the game.
Oh, and if you know how to read lips, if you've ever watched a football game and you've seen their mouths move, you know what they're saying.
So you can't sit there and call it the corrupting of fucking youth. You cannot claim that because you can't.
Then you have to claim that all TV does it.
Well, that's just it. You have to eliminate live broadcast. That's what you have to eliminate. No, you can't charge a guy for saying that without having to literally eliminate all forms of live broadcast. And
that falls right in the same category as you putting a tax on sugary drinks because your kid's fat. No, I'll keep my kid away from the TV. I shouldn't have to pay. I shouldn't have to not have live television because you can't decide what your kid watches. It's the same thing. No, I don't think you should ban all live events. I think there should be something for interrupting. Well, he didn't do it, but I'm saying in the case of the guys that like photoball the reporters, I don't think that's right. They're just doing their job. Leave them alone. Let them do their job. No one comes to your work and slaps the dick out of your mouth. But
I actually start thinking might be a good idea.
This guy it absolutely would be. This guy, he's just doing an interview. He said what he said. Fine, but it is a threat too, and you're not allowed to utter threats.
It's not a threat. He didn't say I'm going to force myself. He just said I would like to. I want to fuck her right in the pussy. I want to.
Oh, I thought it was I'm going to.
Hang on, let me get the direct quote. Let me make sure I'm fucking quoting this right.
Because that's an admission that likely.
I just wanted to let everyone know, Ashea Curry, we're going to fuck her right in the pussy.
Yeah, there you go. That's a threat. That to me is a threat.
By saying we're going to.
We're going to fuck your wife's pussy. That's a threat. I would stab him in the fucking throat if he said something like that about my wife. That he's threatening to rape my wife. That's no other way to interpret that. We're going to fuck her pussy. Well, then I'm going to fucking cut your head off before you get within a mile of my house. Just for even insinuating you might do that.
Okay, you know what? You make a valid point. So then charge the guy with attempted uttering a threat.
Yep, 100%.
But all the other shit that they're actually looking at, saying that, you know, if they want to claim it as what was the fucking thing here? As a behavioral charge with mischief? No. Then you charge the guy with uttering a threat. Plain and simple. Because again, if you're going to take that as, and this is what, if everybody is so bothered by this, about him saying, and we're going to fuck her right in the pussy, even though you know why it's being said. It's being said just because it's the fucking dumb dick guy thing to say.
Sure. What if it was your wife?
Charge him with uttering a threat.
What if it was your wife or your wife's daughter?
Okay, let me put this in the context. If I am a rich and famous fucking athlete, and I got my supermodel fucking wife, and some guy utters that in a fucking
it's you, Gord Strain. It's you and your current girlfriend. Someone says that about your girlfriend on national TV. It says it just like that. I'm gonna fuck your girlfriend, Gord. I'm gonna fuck her right in the pussy. Would that not incite something inside you?
Comes up and says
right
to me,
he says it on TV in front of the entire world. He knows the entire world is watching that game.
Yeah.
And he says that about your woman in front of the entire world on TV? Fuck you. I would slice his fucking dick off before he can do it.
True. Am I going to charge him with uttering something? Or am I going to deal with it myself?
Well, that's the other thing. Now, he's not. I don't believe it's not Curry that's saying that she should be charged, is it? It's the.
No, it's everybody's worried about the fact that a female reporter had to hear a guy say the word pussy.
Well, no, that's every woman hears that when before she's 5, I would imagine. I would think a female reporter having to stand there and listen to a man openly admit he's going to rape someone's wife, that's a different story. And I think he should be beaten. I think his house should be burned. He should be run out of whatever fucking town he lives in for even joking about such a thing.
So
that's just encouraging rape culture, in my opinion. It totally is.
So, but again, then,
to fuck other people's wives. He's just inciting. How many kids look up to that guy and went to school the next day and said that?
You think anybody looks up to him if this is the type of fucking shit he says?
Oh, absolutely. He's a basketball star.
Oh, the basketball star. This guy's not a basketball star. He's a fucking average idiot.
Oh, I thought this was someone else that was.
No, this is some random drunk Toronto kid.
No, wait, he should be stabbed in the throat. I thought it was someone. I misunderstood. I thought it was like someone who, like a coach or something.
No, he's just some fucking random fan. He's a random fucking fan.
That is ridiculous.
That just got picked for a fucking interview. Hey, what do you think about the game? Oh, I know they did blah, 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 blah. And hey, hot fucking dude's wife.
He lives in Toronto?
Yeah.
Let's everyone in Toronto who listens to our show, let's find out this guy's address and show him what we in Canada think of rape culture.
I think I have his name here.
And let's give it out on the air. I'm getting thrown out of the building I'm in, believe it or not. We started late, and we can pick this up, or we can just do a 2-parter and pick it up again tomorrow.
Well, it's already after 1, so I think we will pick this up again tomorrow.
All right. I'm sorry, kids. I didn't realize I totally lost track of the time, but we'll pick this up again tomorrow night.
There you go. That'll work.
All right. And we'll see what goes on with this Toronto guy at that time.
Yep.
All right, buddy. I'll just pretend we're going off there, and I'll try to run downstairs so I can still talk to you for a second here.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, by the way. That totally pissed me off.
So by the way, I'm just reading a little bit further in, by the way, and it does state that in this case, we're an utterance that Steph Curry's wife, Markham native Aisha, could face what would amount to sexual assault.
Cool.
So they actually are looking for the fact that they actually could charge him with uttering a threat of sexual assault.
I think everyone... That's one of the ones. Now, there's a guy. He could be fired. If anyone gets... And
you still there?
Their job. These people keep losing their jobs over, saying stuff at work. Or not at work, I mean.
Yeah.
That should be the prime example right there of someone who deserves to be fired.
Which I'm almost going to guarantee that it will actually happen. I will guarantee you if he has a job and it gets, because it doesn't look like his name is listed in the article.
Turns out that was his name. He's just got that weird name. All I was doing was saying my name.
It's just, I'm going to fuck myself with my own pussy.
I'm going to fuck a pussy. What do you know?
What? Okay, so as of my deadline, the man behind the offensive comment has not been identified, and it was unclear what fueled his vitriol. But I'm willing to interview him if someone would put me in contact with him.
Yeah, no, he's not going to come out again. I
actually bet you he will. He will, because his face is all over. Like, his face is on the cover of the Toronto Sun.
Wow. I hope someone shoots him in it. I really do.
Yeah. And for the record, he's wearing a backwards baseball hat.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah. I mean, that's just one of those things that just goes to show.
Well, yeah. Those guys with backwards baseball caps.
Yeah.
They can't.
It looks like, and by the way, and it also looks like he's got fucking blonde highlights and streaks in his hair. Like, this guy just looks like a douchebag.
Yeah. When you say he's got a backwards cap, you mean with the brim in the front, right?
No, like his hat is on backwards.
Oh, okay, because that's how I've always worn mine, and I just assume that the other way is backwards.
No. Dude. Oh man.
It's funny. I can't believe it's already 10 o'clock. Jesus, that went really fast.
Yeah, it definitely fucking did.
And if I wasn't upstairs where I was, I would have been yelling a lot louder. I gotta get back to doing this at the shelter.
So where were you tonight?
I'm at the community center where I usually go. I just found like this
Okay.
quiet hallway upstairs on the third floor where it's like super quiet and it's great for us, but I can't get crazy loud because I'll get kicked out.
Yeah, well, that definitely does happen.
It's like this little part where I'm kind of not supposed to be there, but they don't mind because I don't do anything. I just sit there and talk.
But every once in a while, they come around and say, "No, that's it. You got to get the fuck out."
Well, no, it closes at 10.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're always done by now, so it hasn't mattered until tonight.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
You just kept me going. You never. I don't know where you get your stamina from, but I really appreciate it.
I don't need to function on too much sleep, so
No.
I also had my energy drink, and I only had like half of it first thing this morning, so I chugged the rest of it right near the end of the day. So
That's funny.
So I'm actually gonna have to probably smoke some fucking weed tonight to try to fucking slow down.
Yeah.
So I can sleep.
I don't do those things, but the occasional one every couple of years they do that to me.
Yeah, just knocks you out a little bit.
Just gets me like I get wired on like a Red Bull. That's better than meth.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I never have them, so it's like, well, that's one of the reasons. Like I react way worse than everybody to them. Like for some reason, I just have like this super reaction to energy drinks, so I purposely avoid them.
Oh, it's probably a fucking smart idea.
The first time I had an American Red Bull, because they're different, I thought I was gonna die.
No, I'm not surprised. I had 2 fucking King cans when I worked at fucking Bed Bath. And when I got home that night, so I worked a double shift that day. I worked from open till close that day. Hence the fucking double energy drinks. I didn't sleep much the night before. I got fucking home and I was sitting on the couch and I just felt something. And I looked down. I saw my shirt popping off my chest by like 2 inches. Jesus. And I looked over at Kaylee. I said, "Hey, look at this." And I pulled my shirt down, and you could see my whole rib cage was popping off of like out of my fucking like legit. It was just
that's
huge.
Scary when that happens.
And Kaylee freaked the fuck out, and I'm just sitting there laughing my ass off because I felt fine. It's fine.
It's probably okay.
That's what they do.
That's funny.
Just a heart. Whatever.
I gotta start sleeping better and getting less distracted during the day. I keep trying to help people out with things, and it's just a waste of my time. And our podcast is suffering because of it. Actually, it's not. We're doing really good, but
Go figure.
I feel like it's suffering. And I believe my Spreaker fucking thing is up.
Oh, is it really?
It's supposed to be valid? Yeah, it says, until the 6th.
Oh, so you got a couple more days.
Yeah.
Another 2 days.
I just tried to look at our stats and they wouldn't come up. Like when we were on the air and I was looking at the countries.
Yeah.
It said like they weren't coming up, but now I don't know. It's being weird. I gotta look into that later. But yeah, I mean, like the last few days I've just been fucking around and not doing important things for us, and I feel stupid.
Well, but now you know how I feel every single day for this show.
I did find that site with all the neat, learny, appy things. So, like all the
which
words,
is really good.
Knowing all that stuff, and it also. I got it. I took a picture, and I probably won't get around to sending it to you tonight. But it's one of the things they analyzed for us. Where is this? I gotta read it to you. It's fucking hilarious. It's because you can compare with your competitors on how you're doing on certain things.
Yeah.
So I had them compare our Facebook engagement to Joe Rogan's.
Yeah.
And he does a little better than us.
Really?
I'm just getting, yeah, just slightly. I can't. Where would it be? I think it would.
Not have guessed that.
I gotta either find it or go back to their site. Anyway, his Facebook engagement by like 10 o'clock this morning was like 93,000, and ours was like 13.
Like 13 people?
Yeah, but his was like 93,000. He's like one of our number one competitors, according to this site. I'm like, yeah, I don't think we're not really competition. I mean, I'm sure he's not following us quite as closely as we're following him to see what's gonna happen.
Although the day we get fucking mentioned on his fucking show, though, that's going to be epic.
I might as well quit. That'd be so cool. It's weird enough that I had a band doing a tribute to me this weekend. Well, it was a tribute to Jay. It wasn't to me, but it wasn't a weekend either. It was like 2 days ago.
Is there anything you got right with that statement?
No, that was a terrible, horrible sentence. But I gotta try to find this fucking thing. I am working on a slideshow for the contest with all the logos that I have. I found a few more last night. I didn't bother like, oh God, I found more. But I did.
Oh, good. Well, send them all over. I want to fucking see all
of them. I got to redo the show, but wait, let me see if I fucked it up. Maybe it's just the original. Yeah. Okay. How do I send this to you?
Email.
Share. Upload and share. Create a sway. Yeah, I want to create a sway. No, that's stupid. Oh, I know what I want to do. I want to do a slideshow with this other thing. Yeah, I can't find it. I don't know what I did with that. It was really funny though. Like I compared all our stats to all of Joe Rogan's stats for the same thing, like Twitter people and how many people go to his website as opposed to ours. It was just the numbers are monumental. He was literally over 90,000 hits on Facebook. We were at 13.
We're basically there.
I was impressed with 13, to be honest. I didn't, and that's just the business page, like the podcast page, not yours or mine. Oh, did I just lose you?
I'm still here. I'll take that.
Because that was like 10 a.m. I was like, 13 people went to our site this morning. Why?
What do they do? Hey, what are they doing up that early?
Oh, fuck, I forgot the other thing too. Jesus Christ, I don't know why I'm so worried about money and shit. I wasn't thinking. Our number of listeners as of 10 o'clock this morning was my least favorite Canadian band. 5440.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was going to make
your least favorite of all the Canadian bands, really?
Oh, probably not. They're up there though.
I mean, like, they're not amazing, but they did do like a couple of good songs, I guess.
Well, yeah, but they've been doing music for 132 years too. Law of averages, you're gonna have a good song sooner or later. You have to.
Yeah, no, that's very, very true.
No, they're not my least favorite. I just couldn't think of another one at the time. I decided I was gonna say that. I don't know, but I thought it was neat that we were at 5440 on Anchor.
Oh,
which you gotta pretty much, if you're just counting Anchor and Spreaker, you just add 1,000 to that now, basically.
Wow. 64?
Yeah, because it's about 1,000 on Spreaker.
Wow. Fuck. 6,400. Fuck, we almost got 7,000 people listening.
That's only 2 sites. I don't check the other ones anymore. So that's I guess technically that's 12 sites because Anchor reports on 10 of them, and Spreaker reports on them and iHeartRadio and Spotify. So that's between 13 sites, I guess, or 12 or 13.
All the major sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Minus iTunes, which nobody cares about and doesn't exist now.
Yeah, no, fuck iTunes. I've been saying that all along anyway.
Yep. Look at us go. Hey, we got rid of iTunes. They didn't like our show. Now they're not a thing anymore. That's what you get for not liking our show.
Oh my God, that's how we need to promote it.
That should be a warning.
The last people that didn't believe in us, they just lost their business.
They stopped publishing our website, our podcast on September 12th. And by June 12th, they no longer existed. Just keep that in mind.
Just to put that in perspective.
Just in less than a year of this being a thing, we got rid of them. Just so you It was them or us. I think I said at one point it's them or us when I decided to just throw in just agree with you. There you go. That's what you get for going against Derek and Gord. Not only are everything we say pops up a month later somewhere else, confirming it, but we also single-handedly brought down iTunes.
That's right. And I am very, very, very proud of that fact.
That didn't even cross my mind until just now. That's funny.
Amazing.
We did that.
Just spectacular. We did
That's
that.
terrible. Sometimes I just don't know our own. Like, we got to be conscious of that, you know? Like,
No. Fuck that.
we have to think of
The
our.
irresponsibleness of what we do is what makes it so powerful.
But I don't want to
be
be.
conscious of our decisions of what we're going to do. We might as well just give up doing the fucking show.
Well, then aren't we kind of like walking around like what's his name with the red sunglasses and the X-Men? And then, but we're just not wearing our sunglasses. We're just fucking shooting our giant laser eye all over the place.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing.
What a horrible way to be.
But instead of the laser being a thing of death, it's a laser of truth.
Shit. You're starting to sound more and more like me. That's a scary thought. It's a laser of truth.
A laser of truth. Or the Cyclops of truth.
Our laser of truth.
Maybe
Oh.
just not the name of the episode.
Oh. Just irresponsibly. What the hell was his name? He's not Johnny Blaze, right? No.
No, Cyclops.
Oh, yeah, Cyclops. But he has a real name. His parents didn't name him Cyclops.
Hang on, I can tell you that in a second.
You don't have to. It bugs me that
I actually want to know. Cyclops, X-Men, real name. What is his name? Scott. It's Scott.
Yeah.
Scott Summers.
Scott Summers, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Okay, I didn't hang up on you. I'm trying to go and stop the recording. I just realized I didn't do that. So I might have to edit some of that in.
Oh, he was born. He was born in Anchorage, Alaska.
Really?
There you go.
You know he wasn't born, right?
Okay, sorry. His place of origin was Anchorage, Alaska.
Yeah.
That's how you have to work that.
Yeah,
Place
so.
of origin.
How do I stop this?
Can stop the recording.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. Something's weird. I'm on like a weird screen. It fucked up about halfway through, but it kept recording, but I just can't figure this out. Anyway, thanks for an awesome one. That was actually a lot of fun. We argue a lot lately.